Welcome. Welcome to this live stream about spiritual business marketing. Today, we are going to talk about the energetics of client attraction. Basically, that's our subject today, and it's all about how we navigate this transition between 3D and 5D consciousness when it comes to business. So my name is Riya, and before I get started, let me tell you a little bit about what I know about business, what I know about energetics, and why I'm merging these two worlds. I've got very mainstream business experience. I've run various businesses, from offline businesses that didn't end up very well for me. I've lost a 7-figure business. And I've also run a very successful online brand, which was amazing. And it was all based on online marketing. And I've built this business from scratch. But then as I transitioned to my spiritual self, when I awakened, that business stopped resonating. I also studied business at the master's level. And all of that mainstream knowledge that I've learned about how to run a business, how to market, how to run campaigns, all of that seems to really not fit into what I know now about business as a spiritual practitioner. And a lot of templates that we've got when it comes to marketing and selling especially are becoming outdated. And the reason for it is that a lot of ways of marketing and selling in the old 3-dimensional business template are based on influence and impacting others on the mind level. So, classics such as Robert Cialdini, about persuasion, all of that almost assumes that your client or potential client doesn't really resonate with you, and you have to mold and push and use some clever tricks and techniques in order to train them and to mold them to buy from you. And you probably feel that this is not really what 5th-dimensional consciousness is about. So if you are here, and if you perhaps are a spiritual practitioner or a coach or a business owner, let me know in the comments whether you have started dissonating a little bit with the business of how things are marketed. Maybe you're already spotting messages such as jealousy marketing, when people are trying to show off their lifestyle and do what I do, and you will also have all this abundance and freedom. If that's the case, let me know in the comments, because today we're going to talk about the different approach of marketing, which is from a place of ease, from a place of authenticity, and where none of that pushing and pulling and chasing really works. So yeah, if that's you, then this is something that we're going to talk about. What I also may do at the very end is I may do an activation for you guys, which will be all about your business resonance. So that's in store. For those of you watching me on TikTok, this is not a light language live stream. There's not going to be anything starseeds. I'll be back to you with starseed light language content, because I know you that kind of lot. Today we're talking about energetics of business. So, if you're here to ask light language questions, tune in next time. But today we're going to talk, this is addressed to spiritual practitioners, coaches, entrepreneurs, and anybody who wants to make their soul mission, their lifestyle, and also their income stream, because it's all possible. You can marry these two worlds quite easily. And I've got many clients who have dared to take this step of what seemed like a big leap of faith, like a quantum leap, but which paid off. I've taken that step myself, and it also paid off. I've got no problem attracting clients. Clients come without any particular push or pull. And I tell you a little bit about what goes behind the scenes with the energetics of business, and how we can work energetically on our business in a very conscious way. So client attraction is not something that feels like pulling teeth or waiting to trickle. So I'm just catching up with your comments. Hello, Vanita. Hello, Renee. Hello, Mary and Anna. Anna says, since 12 months, my way of working does not fit anymore. I have closed my private practice as a therapist. I'm looking to work in 5D and reset my services. Well, tell me what kind of therapy you used to do, because there may be a therapy and healing is mega important in this new world. There's so much trauma that we'll be going through as a collective, and so much trauma we've already gone through individually and collectively. So any kind of therapy is great. However, we may have access to beautiful tools that we may not have had access to before. And guys, I'm not about throwing away everything that's 3D, because we still in our physical bodies. So this is something that that will not change. 5D consciousness doesn't mean that our bodies will stop needing food, water, shelter. And this is where we need to merge these two worlds. Because yes, consciously we're changing. It's not going to be about competition. It's not going to be all about that. So, this is all kind of changing. Anna says here that I used to work on unconscious family trauma, but I feel called to a different healing service, more life and less story. Goodness me, unconscious family trauma is what everybody needs, Anna. If you really dissonate with it, then I understand. But not many people know how to work with unconscious family trauma. I work with that when I work in the business context. It's so important. So don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. And you guys who are tuning in and doing other stuff, let me know what is your business, what is your practice, what is your enterprise? Because maybe you don't like the word business. If you're serving, if you are something that you expressing yourself from the heart or serving others, may not even feel like the word business is appropriate. But let me know what you do in the comments as we kind of go ahead, and as I give you some tips and ways of working energetically, so that your audience becomes your clients and the audience grows, and it's all like a happy exchange. So what we can start doing is, I would start by disconnecting from other people's blueprint. And what I mean by that is that we are all very, very, very strongly embedded, very strongly influenced by three-dimensional marketing blueprint. And it doesn't matter whether it is related to your business, whether you've maybe undertaken some courses by some 3D marketers, or whether you're just navigating your life day to day. Because if you are just navigating your life day to day, chances are that there is billboards screaming at you, that you walk into a shop and there's 2-for-1 offer, or all this false scarcity, all these kind of the prices will go up and buy and all of that. So you are in that blueprint. But this is also something very, very prominent in the world of coaching. And a lot of you guys will come as coaches. And there's a whole industry that sprang up where coaches teach coaches how to teach coaches, a little bit like that. It sometimes when I look at the coaching world, it's and personal development world, it's almost like this hierarchical structure where someone who's just starting needs to pay the dues to someone who's more experienced, and someone who is making 5 figures pay to the person who pays 6 figures, because the person who paid 6 figures has to invest to a coach who pays 7 figures. And it doesn't have to be like that. So this blueprint is not so much about how much money someone is making. It's a little bit about that there is only one way of marketing. There's this secret sauce that every marketer and every coach out there is trying to sell you. And if you only follow these tips, if you only follow these strategies, then you will be absolutely fine. And if that was the case, that everybody would be swimming in money, attracting great clients, but somehow it doesn't work like that, because we are all unique. And especially for those of you who are working in spiritual realm, a lot of these hard 3D pushing techniques and strategies don't work. Even the language is a little bit like dehumanized, I would say. Words such as lead magnet or content creation, all of that, it just kind of makes it feel really, really impersonal. So the first step before you start doing anything else in your business is to disconnect from other people's blueprint. So if there is still a hint of doubt that you can do it, or if there is some kind of hint of, unless I follow this strategy, or unless I do such as coach X or personal development specialist or marketer Y does, then I can't be successful. We need to purge it. And in fact, as I'm talking about it, what's becoming apparent is that the activation I'll do to the end will be actually disconnecting you from other people's blueprint. Because sadly, 3D marketers and 3D coaches are preying on that, on codependency, on lack of sovereignty. It's really an unhealthy mix, because they show you as if something is wrong with you and with what you do. And unless you come to them for the solution, then you will not, even that's even sometimes in the language, you will not achieve this level of success. Or you look, and all these NLP subtle techniques, which are like, I've spent $2,000 or $20,000 or $200,000 in my journey of development. I've just paid my coach. Look how much I'm investing in myself. So now you have to pay your dues, and you have to invest in yourself by paying me. This language is everywhere in the coaching world, and I am allergic to it. If you have noticed that, let me know. If you have also seen through that. That's just one of many manipulation techniques that are happening in this 3-dimensional world. It's just ripe with that. It's just like, that's just how it's always been done. Then another thing is that pressure of having this perfect lifestyle. So, unless you're sipping champagne on a jet plane overlooking Bahamas, then you cannot be successful. Or, unless you show it, it means you don't have it. Again, if you want to share with the world what's in your heart, if you want to share your experiences, your beautiful lifestyle, you can. But, every day doesn't look like sipping champagne on a private jet or a yacht. My days don't look like that. Even though I'm a happy business owner who is never complaining about lack of income or clients, it's flowing, it's happening. But, I don't have a perfect lifestyle. I've got a beautiful house with a beautiful view, but you won't see it online, because you know why? I don't want to instill a sense of inadequacy. And the whole world of 3D business and personal development is based on inadequacy. And it stops resonating. So with all of that being said, we will definitely disconnect this blueprint. But the question is, if you disconnect it, it leaves a void. And it makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable, because you're thinking, okay, well, if I'm not going to be showing off my lifestyle, if I'm not going to be doing lead magnets, or if I'm not going to be, doing this, that, or the other, or if I'm not going to be making people feel inadequate, well, how am I going to attract those clients if I'm not going to show them problems and solutions and unfollow this template? If I'm not going to talk about the size of my turnover, how on earth are people even going to come to me? Why would they come to me if there is hundreds of other coaches who perhaps have better results or better lifestyle or all of that? Well, I'll tell you why they will come for you. Because you make it about them, and because they will resonate on your frequency. And as we're shifting into a higher dimensional consciousness, more and more of us will see through the BS of marketing. More and more of us will read not the words that we see in someone's email, not the perfect slides on a PowerPoint, not the post on Instagram. We will read their energy. We will read what they actually represent, what they actually stand for, and we'll feel either resonance or dissonance. Your frequency, and I'm going to be blunt, this is how I am, I'm quite direct. Your frequency is like your body odor. You need to have a nice, clean body odor. And no matter how much cologne you put or whatever you spray yourself with, if you have smelly armpits, other people will smell those smelly armpits. And what's happening now is that our noses maybe are not as sensitive to this frequency. And I'm comparing it to smell because it will stick with you. Our noses have been maybe assaulted by so many different perfumes and smells that we can't smell properly. Well, as we're shifting to a new level of consciousness, as we are shifting to this precision, age of precision, where we will feel energetically just as much as we feel with our five senses, then I tell you what, smelly armpits disguised by tons of cologne will not stand. Because if your frequency is dissonant or smelly, let's say that, then that stinky frequency will remain stinky for as long as, no matter what you put over the top, no matter what glossy marketing you paper over it. And the thing is, so that's one frequency. It's the smelly frequency. It means there's something dissonant in the field. And there's another type of frequency when you're trying to take someone else's smell on, and it's not genuine. That will also, people will see it, because people will want your own beautiful scent. This is what they will want, your own beautiful scent. And the secret, it's not so secret, to this fifth dimensional marketing and client attraction is your soul and heart charged expression. This is what creates resonance. People will be attracted to this resonance. And you may ask, okay, well, how do I create this resonance? How do I actually do it? Well, you do it by working on yourself and by making sure that there is no energetic blocks that are causing you to perhaps not resonate on the frequency that you meant to resonate. Every single soul out there, and it includes you, has a unique mission. There can be many levels of your mission, many layers of your mission, especially if you're a starseed. or earth seed or earth angel, like they call them. If you are a light worker on a mission, if you're a coach who wants to transform lives, or an entrepreneur who wants to innovate, you have a beautiful and unique mission. And even if you don't see it yourself, there are people who you're here to serve. There is your soul tribe, soulmate clients, who are the very people who are looking for the solution and for the frequency that you're going to provide. I give you an example from my own life. 2 years ago, my first contact with my soul family, with the Arcturians, my first soul calling was follow the grid, work on the grid. And I knew nothing about grid work. And you know what? I looked for someone who actually could teach me that. And I found someone 2 years later. And that person didn't need to advertise or try to sell the services to me. I saw them on someone's podcast, and I straight away connected to the frequency. I started crying. I knew that's the person. I knew this is my next teacher for this particular area of my life. And there was no need to do any marketing because it just resonated. And this shift from strategy to energy will occur quicker the quicker you commit to following your own intuition when you are buying. So, it's like a mirror. So if you start to choose the product, the services, the businesses you want to invest in, whether it's a small investment such as buying fruit and veg, or whether it's a big investment such as your own personal development, if you start tuning in energetically, tuning into your soul, the quicker we all shift to that choosing of who you want to learn from, who you want to buy from, based on that person's frequency. And you know what? Your clients will start coming to you exactly in the same way. Your soul and heart charged expression will create a resonance which will get to the very, very person that you need to get to. And there's another thing that I want to share with you, where attracting soulmate clients versus repelling non-ideal clients. You are not here for everybody. You are not everybody's cup of tea. Not everybody needs to like you. Not everybody needs to buy from you. And trying to please everyone is not going to work. So I think the quicker you discover what your unique soul mission is and what you're not here to do, the quicker you will start calling in the very tribe that you are meant to serve. And this will also mean that you will repel people who are non-ideal clients. Probably there's some things that I've said today that have offended some people, and they have maybe tuned in and dropped off, or maybe they're watching on replay and they will never go back to my live stream again. Maybe, I offended some egos when I call in manipulation techniques and jealousy marketing. I know that someone who is really deeply stuck in the ego and can't let go of jealousy marketing is not my ideal client. My soulmate client is an awakening soul, a starseed, an earth seed, a light worker, a transformational coach who wants to build this new earth, who actually is ready to purge this three-dimensional template, who wants to try something different because maybe they have tried the 3D ways and it either didn't work or it worked. It worked for me for a long time, but it doesn't feel right anymore. So I know that I'll be repelling certain people by what I'm saying today. And that's fine. Because the ones who have stayed with me until this moment, you are my soul tribe audience. You are the people who it resonates with. Otherwise, you wouldn't be here. And that's absolutely fine. But there's one more thing that I want to share with you, which will be very, very different to everything you ever hear from all these three-dimensional coaches and marketing gurus, especially the ones who talk about premium clients. Do not label or judge your potential clients. And this sounds simple as heck, but it's not so simple. I remember my husband once had a client who was serving women, but she had a deep-seated beliefs that she didn't like women, and she had a problem with attracting them. So sometimes it's looking deeper, but sometimes it can be as simple as people say, I only want to attract premium clients. So what does that premium mean to you? Are you just going to it just then starts being really instrumental, where you are here only to serve if someone's got deep pockets, and if they don't, then you're not here to serve them. And I understand that your time is premium. And this is why your time, maybe your individual sessions, are not for everybody. And I'm not encouraging anybody to give away the time for free. Everybody deserves to attract the exact amount of money that they want. We live in an abundant world. But what I'm trying to avoid is this thing where we start labeling and profiling people. Like, this is a premium client. Oh, that person will never invest with me. Especially true for those of you who have fallen into trap of having only premium services and having nothing which is affordable. Because this is what all these premium coaches preach. They say, it's that big jump from come to my free challenge for 5 days or 3 days or a webinar and then invest thousands of dollars. Well, perhaps you need to get to know someone first. Perhaps they're not gonna invest with you at this moment, but they will at some later point. I will say, love your audience unconditionally, no matter whether they are with you just because they enjoy whatever you're doing for free, or whether they are premium clients spending money on premium products. Love them all the same, because every person who's attracted to your resonance can become your potential client, but the universe has magical ways of working. When you are open to abundantly receive and abundantly give, it will happen. It doesn't have to happen with a specific person or a specific time, but it will happen. So this is, in short, how you build it. And there's another thing that is a multi-dimensional approach to marketing, which is something that I've experienced firsthand, which is where you hold this pure resonance of love, of support, and of freedom. Not desperation, not instrumental kind of thing that where every person is a lead. They're not a lead, they're human being. Then what happens is you're growing your reputation in the quantum universe, multidimensionally. And that is an experience when people come to you and say, I was really attracted by your energy. Or, which happens to me and my husband very, very often, almost every week, someone comes to us and says, my guides have sent you to me, or There was a synchronicity where I opened YouTube and your video popped up. And this is it. This is exactly what I needed. My guides told me that. Because if you create, not just in the three-dimensional world, where you focus all your attention on posting, putting posts, marketing, setting up webinars, wrapping up products, and whatever else you've got, but when you spend time with your soul, with your guides, this is when your quantum reputation grows, which is pure. Is not based on any smear campaign that a competitor can do against you. I've experienced that before. It's not based on, anything else, or even how many client reviews you gather, because people's guides who are ascended masters of their races will be recommending you, because they will feel like you're a safe human to bring this higher frequency down to earth and help the person who's in the custody, who's under their care. So this is it. Heather says this is the bomb. Well, guys, let me know. This is about what I wanted to share with you today. There's tons more when it comes to energetics and marketing. Think I may at some point do a whole class on that. I find it easier when I've got slides. I don't veer off. But there's one more thing that I want to share with you, is that which Heather says, my frequency is my currency. It absolutely is. There's also deep inner work and deep transformation work that goes beyond any strategy, any gimmicks, any funnels, any paid advertising, which smooths out the frequency you send. So this is something that you need to do on yourself. And that deep inner work includes releasing your family trauma, releasing past life trauma, connecting to your mission, stepping into your mission, boldly following your intuition. There's a whole plethora of things you can do. And there's also beautiful energetic tools. There's quantum jumping. There's what I use as sound technology, activations, light languages. And I'll be sharing all of that with you next week on a free class and transmission. If this is something that you want to get to know, like quantum technology, that is very transformative on a personal level, so that you start radiating this beautiful resonance, please comment below with quantum. If you are on YouTube or Facebook, TikTokers, you need to perhaps go and sign up for one of my freebies somewhere on the list, because the link for this class is not available yet. But if you say quantum in the comments, my team will know and send you the link as soon as it's available. But obviously live stream will disappear off TikTok, so you just go and sign up for whatever free activation you've got, so you're on my list, and then I will definitely send you the link to this class if you want. So that's what we are going to do. I've got a little bit of time now for the questions, and I can see there are some questions, so I will start answering them. And then if there's any more questions, then I will kind of answer as we go along. I want to interact with you. I'm sure that you've got anything quantum business, anything marketing, attracting clients, anything of that sort. Chuck it in the comments and let me know. And I will also do the activation at the end, which will be disconnecting from all these three-dimensional marketing blueprints. So it will be great, because A, you'll be less prone to them. So when you see the next thing, buy 2, get 1 free in a supermarket, maybe you'll think twice, but also you'll be not tempted to use these outdated templates. And instead of that, you will discover this beautiful spaciousness, this original creativity and space for expression. So if you've got that, it's great. Guys, who you commenting on TikTok, I will not see your comments. This live stream will disappear. If you want to have access to the free class, you need to go and sign up for whatever is in my profile, in the link in bio. That will put you on my list, and then I'll know that when that new class is available, then we'll send you information on it. But anyway, Heather says, are you doing an activation in this life? Yes, I will be doing an activation in this life. As soon as I've answered all the questions. So yes, I'll be doing an activation. I'll be speaking some Syrian language because Syrians are amazing for dismantling 3-dimensional templates, and who knows who else will come and co-create. I might even blast it with dragon fire. I think oh yeah, I think that's a good idea. Some of these templates need some dragon fire to kind of burn once and for all. Anyway, okay. Kelly says, I want to move and build a sound sanctuary. I'm in the process of searching for the right place. Oh, how beautiful. Now, Kelly plays like beautiful crystal bowls and speak light language and all sorts of things. My frequency is attracting so many places. I need a place for them all to come. Oh my goodness me, it's so beautiful. Yesterday I was doing some grid work and I thought that there will be time, and this is tying in with what you're sharing, Kelly, when people will literally be guardians of these places where the sounds will be reverberating for like sanctuaries, like temples, and we'll be going into the earth grid. Oh my goodness me, that's so beautiful. You need to keep me updated. Blooming Lotus, how to connect to your mission? Is there a way? Yes, there is many ways. So again, connecting to your mission actually starts also from disconnecting and dismantling everything that is really, really, really not yours. And it can be, we've got so many unrealized, unconscious BS in our field, clutter that is weighing us down. It's tons. And it's so much easier to connect to your mission once you've dismantled all of that is not yours. And then it's easy to see what is yours. And once you get rid of it, it's going to be much, much easier. But also connecting to your soul family, connecting to your galactic guides or other guides or ascended masters that can help you. But also connecting to your heart. What brings you joy? Because when we think of mission, we've got this, again, religious, outdated templates. That's why I'm talking to you so much about purging different templates, about disconnecting. I will have a whole 3 months program launching we very, very soon in March, which will be called Transcending Dimension. And the first whole month will be about purging templates. It took me more than a month. It took me a few months to disconnect, but we will be collapsing timelines and doing it in an accelerated way. So this is where it starts, because we all want to activate and connect with the galactic memories and we star seeds and all of that until we sort our energetic house out, where there's no dissonant frequency. All our manifestations, all of that is papering over the cracks. It's just like sticking a plaster over a big gushing wound. So I would say first, heal on a deep level. Your childhood trauma, your family line, any patterns, any templates, anything between you and abundance and freedom and sovereignty needs to go. And you do it layer by layer by layer. And by that time, when there's less noise in your field, your mission comes online. Your mission becomes much, much clearer because you can hear and you can see. So that's how it's that's how it goes. Is there any other question? Yeah. Okay. So you sweet. I'll stay on full dragonfire. Yes. Okay. So guys, have you got any more questions regarding your mission, your business, your multidimensional marketing or whatever? If you are struggling to connect your mission, etc., I do individual sessions, which are very much the programming on an individual level, because we all have different programs and there's different priority programs that will come for you. I will do what I can today with the intention of purging that 3-dimensional marketing, business, sales template to create spaciousness so you can fill it up with your soul's true expression, with fresh and new ideas. But just understand it's a process. It's all a process. So without further ado, if there is no more questions, have you got, and again, I can see there's lots of questions on TikTok, but they're not so much related to the subject of what we're doing today. So I want to answer questions which are really kind of close to the subject of spiritual business and spiritual marketing. And if there's no more questions, then I'll do an activation. So I'll put activation. How shall I purging 3D marketing template? 3D business template. Yeah, let's do it. So guys, are you ready? Because this is gonna rock and roll. This activation, just so you understand how activations work. Activation works like magic, but isn't quite magic. There's also an art of integration. So what I'll do is I will take a bunch of outdated codes out of your energy field. I'll upload a whole bunch of fifth dimensional codes into your energy field, but you will need to integrate, which means that nothing's going to happen unless you consciously connect with those codes that are uploaded in your field. Maybe not nothing will happen, because it will happen, but you will get more out of this transmission, not the more you do it, but the more thorough you integrate it, which means that you need to dare to listen to your intuition. There may be things coming up to the surface. There may be things triggering you more in the next week or so. And this is something that you will need to pay attention to. Perhaps you will be tempted to slip back to some old 3D way, whether in your business or as a customer. And maybe there will be a little thought that pops up. No, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound like a right type of frequency. So this is what this activation will be doing. How to know intuition or just bad thoughts? How to know intuition? When you learn to, for the first time, in small things. You know intuition because you recognize this little voice, which is always your voice. And this voice has your best interest at heart. And try following it. And when you follow, and you've been right again, you trust to follow it more. And start with small things. Not like, am I meant to move halfway across the world? Or am I meant to ditch my job or something like that? Because intuition is quite difficult when we are under pressure. For some of you, moving halfway across the world or ditching your job is what you're ready for, if that's the case. But for some of you, it may be like, okay, how am I spending this afternoon? Or should I call my mom or call my friend? Small things like that. So that's how you learn to trust your intuition. Anyway, you are all ready for the activation. So I am going to see, this activation wasn't particularly planned. I thought of doing another one, and I'm just, give me a second. As you are just sitting comfortably, make yourself comfortable. I'm just going to connect to my guides and see who wants to come and play in purging this 3D business templates. And I've got Arcturians, Syrians, and the dragons. Good. Okay, so we'll be working with Arcturian, Syrian, and dragon frequency. Goodness me. Okay. So just for those of you who may not be familiar with how I work, I use light language, which sounds like a foreign language. Arcturian will sound a bit like Arabic, And a dragon will sound like I'm cursing you all and spitting fire on you. Trust me, I've got good intentions. The whole intention for this transmission is that only energies of the light are allowed in this circle, and you only going to receive what is in your highest good. Also, if you are at any point feeling like this is not for me, you can always disconnect. And if you are ready, then send me a telepathic yes to allow the codes that will be coming into your field. So as I said, I'll be talking here with the dragons, which are not draconians. Dragons is a beautiful race. I've got a dragon guide. I'll be working with Syrians who have been around humanity for absolute ages, and I'll be working with beautiful Arcturian frequencies. So Syrians and dragons will help me to dismantle and burn the 3D business template. And then Arcturians will instill the codes of 5D business and 5D mission into your heart. So you will feel the new resonance. So we're going to clear out what is not good, and we will also, I'm going to update this, purging 3D business and uploading 5D codes. There we go. So let's, no, it didn't work. Okay, never mind. I just want to let people know that it is 5D plus 5D codes. Can work now. We don't want to just create void. Okay, so put your feet on the ground if you can. I have my feet crossed, but if you can, I would encourage you to put your legs and feet on the ground below you. And we're going to ground ourselves to Mother Gaia. The intention of this transmission is to purge the 3D business template and upload 5D codes that will carry the essence of knowing that you can be abundant and successful, fulfilling your unique soul's mission. Take a few deep breaths through your heart. And when I mean breath through the heart is you breathing it deeply whilst concentrating your attention on the space of your heart. Beautiful. And another deep breath. And one more. And as you're breathing deeply, slowly, I want you to now take your attention from your heart and into your feet, and also into your base chakra. So as you're taking a breath in, send the air all the way down through your body and into your feet. And again, with every breath in, you're sending the air down, down, down to your feet. And one more time. And now, with your next breath, as you feel the energy in your feet and in your base, imagine that you're sending it out even further. You're sending it out all the way to the core of Gaia. And also you're sending it really widely, like a system of roots into the earth. So what I want you to do is imagine that you have this very, very strong link with Mother Earth through the system of roots. And now you're not just sending your energy in, but with every breath, you're taking this beautiful stream of energy of unconditional love of Gaia into your system, into your heart. Feel the love and abundance of this planet. Connect to Mother Gaia, who's got everything you need for healing, love, transformation, abundance. Now we're going to open a portal into the cosmos and into our galactic friends, the dragons, the Arcturians, and the Syrians. So if I can just request that you come alongside with my other guides who will be creating energetic protection over this process as we dismantling three-dimensional business templates and marketing templates especially. So be concentrating on purging anything which is 3D marketing, which doesn't resonate. And I'm requesting the same codes for myself and for the entire group. So we are going to start with Syrians. And I'm just requesting that any outdated structures are being taken away from these souls fields as I start speaking the Syrian language. Maketuru ume ira ade akamara a ete dasa amo uda ekemeta ara asa. Cum erdare e camare e tu ura a te ia. Mera a e kia uta ema. Me ar tu cum me. Ku ama e tera am. Uda kame eta are ita asa amakur. Me itura ake tuma. Me edura abe eda ama usu ika ame. Mane ita asa aku ukureda ama are. Nia ada ase ina musu uda ama ea ata ame. Mea asa ame, ikatudu usa ame, ea asa ame, ea asa ame. What's happening is all of these three-dimensional codes that have embedded in your field, especially in your heart, in your throat, in your head, also around your back. I feel that's where they can sit in the body. All these things which were suppressing your true expression and sovereignty are being dismantled one by one. So just let them go. Let them go. Ikamada ase ea ama usu ura ade ea karumusu mena ara a. Ea ase ke amade uturusu enamare ikarama ase arukuru mea ada ase ki ama ate iu usa are. Kena nus e kara min ataru eta ame eta usu. Ke amara era dade kuru udu ama a. Okay. What will happen now is these old, outdated frequencies, distorted frequencies are leaving your field. And as they do, just connect your breath, let them all out, and send appreciation from your heart to Syrians who have helped by working on your field, sucking out all this dissonant frequency and making way for the new frequency that will be uploading now with the Arcturians. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So again, a few deep breaths and reconnect with this root system that you've built. Ground yourself back to Gaia before we invite the Arcturians in. Concentrate on your breath. And if you're ready to receive the fifth dimensional codes, then open your heart, Send me and my guides a telepathic yes. And what's going to happen, it will be codes of sovereignty. These are especially, they will work two ways. This is what's coming through. These codes are very custom made. So what's coming through from the Arcturian collective consciousness, just so you know, will be codes that will allow you to stand in your sovereignty. So whenever you feel like your sovereignty is under threat, because perhaps someone is using some manipulation of FOMO tactics, you will just be resistant to it, and you will also not have a desire to ever work in a way which challenges anybody else's sovereignty. So whether you consumer or producers, these codes will just change and alter your frequency. So the frequency of love, of liberation, of freedom. Te amara ach itach takimicht alehelebelet. Mohet mihit yahat etaruhu lehlamal. Echta amehit eyahat. Muhut mehitarahat. Nuruhit yabahat mahat. Arahat yahasamero hutu yahas. Meyahatia kuahetia mahasikia hame. Meruhutia hasemea hatahutara mehit. Muahetaraheda mahatia kuahas. Numarahetia hamehila hamahet. Numardahet iahare iahte. Oa meyahate yahate. Mehua hameya hisia mahatia mua. Meyahate yasia mahatia mua hisia meyahat. Mea tua hesia ha mea hasaya hatia huaya hamane. Nea wahesia mahasea. So these are the Arcturian codes that have been uploaded in your field. They create a frequency of sovereignty in any commercial situations, whether you're a consumer or a producer. So take those codes into your heart and send gratitude from your heart to Arcturians. Now inviting my dragon guide, come. This is your time to shine. Beautiful dragon frequency. So this is a very powerful frequency that will be uploaded. So you have courage. You have courage not to give a stuff like a dragon. Not to look at how other people are expressing themselves, but you find your uniqueness, you find your strength, you find your power, and you're just standing tall. And you just doing what feels right to you. No matter what conventions are, no matter what the whole market is doing, you are standing in your unique essence. It's going to be like this dragon presence, the thick skin, the wings, this kind of essence. So just taste this essence. It's going to be a very brief transmission because this is very important. If you are open to it, soak it in. So this courage, confidence of being you and feeling like on top of the world just for walking your mission and shining your unique light, being unapologetic. That's it. All it was. Wasn't long, but this frequency is just still permeating your field, filling you up with resonance of confidence. Confidence standing your own ground. And as we're preparing to close this transmission and this activation, please surround yourself in like this bubble of white light, sealing in all the goodness, sealing in all the codes, letting them permeate your space so that you integrate as well as possible. And as we are closing this energetic transmission, send once more gratitude and appreciation to all the beings of light that have served us today, so that you can shed anything that's standing between you and sovereignty in the context of marketing and business, especially. And so that you can bring and anchor in these new fifth dimensional frequencies down to this planet Earth. This energetic transmission is now over. You can open your eyes if you have your eyes closed. Start taking more dynamic breaths to come down to Earth. And this is it. Someone says here, I feel really sleepy. That's okay. If you're feeling sleepy, it means that you may have a problem integrating those codes on a conscious level. They're still working, but maybe you are not ready for the full transmission today. This transmission will be available on YouTube. Maybe I'll even cut it out and as a transmission activation itself. Maybe I'll put it on my Insight timer, ready to download, and you will be able to connect with that and repeat it. But the art is in integration. Take what you can for today. Don't repeat it for a bit. Just open yourself up to new thoughts, new belief systems, various different ways of perceiving different marketing messages, your own business, your own expression. I feel energized. It was super powerful. Heather says, I'm talk about the codes and courage. I'm so thankful for you. You're very welcome. Yeah, Michelle says, is there any way of getting this after? Yes. I will also ask my video editor if it's possible to cut it out. I'm not sure if it's possible with a live transmission, but this transmission will be on my YouTube channel. So you can always come back and just skip to the transmission bit. So anything else? No. Merci, thank you, dziękuję. I just love the dragons and felt great gratitude. Sending you so much love. So much love. And thank you for being here with me. If any of you want to join me for my class, where I'll be sharing quantum tools for personal transformation, which go beyond manifestation, beyond all these basics, and straight into energetics. Next Friday, I'll be having a free class and a longer activation. I'm inviting you all to it with all of my heart. And yeah, if you feel like connecting, always feel free to drop me a message, comment, or whatever else. And also, if you found this activation useful, consider sharing it with another soul that may also find it useful. Let's spread this 5D consciousness as far and wide as possible. I'll really appreciate if you can think about anyone or any group of people. You can always share this forward. Thank you so much. Namaste.